Bitcoin falling today following the halving. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a technical event that reduces the number of Bitcoins rewarded to miners, in turn reducing the number of Bitcoins mined. Mike Novogratz is still with us. So what's your take on the event? It certainly seemed a little bit like a sell the news kind of event, at least initially.
Yeah, a little bit. I think there was a lot of hype going into the halving, right? We've come off from 4,500, so huge rally. A lot of retail participation. There's a great macro backdrop. We've talked about it ad infinitum of why crypto right now, and Bitcoin specifically, makes so much sense. And then you had the news that Paul Jones had bought it and then bought it for his fund, which is, I think, really, really significant. And so you had a little bit of a retail frenzy. That got sold off. I would expect the market to hold here at 8,000, 8,500 and to start trading right back up. We're seeing at our shop just a huge increase in interest in Bitcoin and getting into crypto from high net worth individuals, from funds. Crypto's not easy to buy. It takes a while to get set to buy it. If it was easy to buy, it would be much higher. And so it doesn't happen overnight, but it feels like a herd is on its way, finally. I coined that phrase a long time ago, and I've been waiting and waiting for the institutional side. And I think this Tudor news is very big news because in some ways it takes the career risk of looking dumb out of buying Bitcoin. It credentializes it as a macro weapon. It might or might not work, but people aren't going to say, "Oh, you were a fool to do that." That's Tulos. No, it's now seen as a legitimate store of value. And I think it'll allow other hedge funds to participate as well.
Yeah, you don't want to be the first guy, that's for sure. BK, you got a question for Novo?
Yeah, I want to know if Bitcoin goes to 50,000, does he grow the mustache out or does he shave it off? That's the real question.
This was a Corona mustache, and I actually tweeted before. I think this might be my last appearance because I'm just so sick of this damn quarantine. And maybe if I take it off, I'll end the quarantine.
I do have a real question for you, Mike. So I'm curious. We've seen in the past with these halvings, you see a sell-off 30 to 60 days. Are you positioned that way where we have a sell-off for 30 days and then the real rally comes, or do you think that's the last two times and we're not going to have it again?
No, I laughed. I had a really original strategy of kind of selling into the halving and then buying the pullback. But we have seen so much activity that I didn't sell a damn thing. I put a HODL sign, hold on for dear life sign, which is a crypto term where, the real core crypto guys never sell. I really think that the movement we're seeing, listen, the halving comes almost at a perfect time. If you think about this macro backdrop of quantitative easing on top of quantitative easing on top of quantitative easing, the halving is quantitative tightening. And so, it's like an exclamation point on the macro story of why a scarce asset like Bitcoin should go higher. And so I haven't sold. I think, I missed the sell-off, and I think you're going to see the thing base here. And we will take out 10,000. We will go to 20,000 by the end of the year. I feel real confident about it. Uh-oh. Did I get cut off?
No, Mike, you're still here. We were going to have Tim Seymour jump in with a question, but there's something wrong with his audio. It's like gremlins here, Mike, with all these remotes that we're trying to work on. I wanted to ask you in terms of, Ethereum contracts started trading today, and I'm wondering if you are in that trade at all and what you see for some of the other cryptocurrencies aside from Bitcoin.
Listen, I have a smaller position in Ethereum, and I think, Bitcoin has this lane of store of value. And because of it, it's almost a finished product. There's nothing that has to happen for Bitcoin to get better. The other projects, Ethereum being the most promising and second biggest, really continue to need to develop the underlying technology so it's used more often. Right? Ethereum is right now used for decentralized finance. There's about a little less than $1 billion of DeFi or $600 million of DeFi on Ethereum. And all the stable coins have moved over there. So there's $9 billion of stable coins. And so that's a big deal. As the Ethereum project grows, I think the value will go up. But I don't think it's today's news. I think it will get dragged along with Bitcoin, but it won't accelerate on its own probably for a year or two until it really gets users on the platform. And that'll get valued more like Facebook. It'll be a social network. It'll be a network effect. The more programmers, the more coders, the more businesses built on it, the value will go up.
Okay. One quick question for the traders before I let you go, Mike. Show of hands, who wants Mike to shave his mustache off? Show of hands. No. Wow. No takers, Mike. You're going to keep that thing. Apparently, you're going to keep it.
My Gordon Liddy look.
Great to speak with you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks so much.
Mike Novogratz. Dan Nathan, what's your trade out of this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that level of confidence, I mean, these guys have some history about how the Bitcoin is traded after the past halvings, and he seems pretty convicted that it's taking 10,000. I mean, listen, you know, it wasn't particularly uncorrelated to a lot of other risk assets when things were selling off earlier this year. So you'd really have to buy into the long-term case for this thing rather than a short-term hedge, in my opinion.